Thanks to the support as a channel member, Will Johnson. Now, I know we've gone through another transfer window and still got that £42 million budget sat there. There's nothing for me to buy. I keep talking about these frustrating states we hit in the progress of the football club. We're now at the point where the cheap South Americans we were bringing in 2-3 years ago for 4 or 5 million, and we were bringing in 6 a year. None of them are good enough to even play for our under-23 team anymore. We've got a lot of very good young players. But the next tier up, the real top-level wonder kids, I did a little search. There are 3 18 and under wonder kids in the world. One of them is Gregoire. He already plays for us. We spent £40 million on him. The other 2 have already been snapped up by Real Madrid before they even show up on our scout reports. They're the 3 under 18 wonder kids in the world. There's nothing like, if I don't see the players, I can't buy the players, and we're only going to sign players that improve us. Yes, we still need a striker. Hello and welcome to part 116 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have 2 games for you in the Premier League. We're away against Leeds and at home against Birmingham. Since you were last with me, we've had an up and down January. It's weird the way this season is kind of taking the same shape, both halves of it, in that we're struggling against some of the lesser teams again, like we were in the first part of the season. Southampton, Newcastle, Bristol City. Did I say Newcastle? Nice. Leicester, Tottenham, all these tiny clubs that we should be beating, we're losing against, but then we go and beat we go and beat the big clubs like, yep, we didn't beat any, really, did we? We just kind of turned the form around, scraped a win against Everton, but then still lost against Chelsea and got a couple of wins against Brighton and Wolves. I mean, we're doing all right. We've been knocked out of the FA Cup by Manchester United. That was our reserve team, though. Got knocked out by Manchester United, only 1-0. So for that side to only lose 1-0 against Manchester United, I'm pretty happy with where the future of the club is. Like I keep saying, we're not in any danger at all of getting relegated this season. Already got 33 points on the board. We're still only 4 points outside of potential European qualification. So if we can string a couple of victories together, we could still push into Europe for the first time. We're not in any more cup competitions, and we've got an absolute ton of money to spend. But as I was just explaining to Mrs Wearmouth, what am I to spend it on? The best players, current ability-wise, are around 3 stars. I mean, we looked at this guy before. I don't think he's any better than what we've already got, and that isn't working. If we sort by scout recommendation, there's nobody really sensational there either. I even broke one of my golden rules and went on player search, filtered by Wonder Kid media description, just to, I'm willing to cheat, but I can't cheat. There are 3 Wonder Kids in the world. One of them's Roland Gregoire, who we've already got. The other 2, I don't know how we didn't find them first. Real Madrid obviously have scouting sewn up. Hamidou Ballo is... Hold the phone. He was not there before. We'll come back to him. We might be... Hold the phone. There were 2 at Real Madrid. There was this guy, Ventura, who they signed from Brazil for 22.5 million before we even knew about him. And there was another guy as well, who I guess has now gone over 19, and someone else has graduated to Wonder Kid status. We can't sign him, though, because it's February. He wasn't there right before the window closed. He's new. He's a newly crowned Wonder Kid, but he turns 19 before the next opportunity to sign him, so we can't buy him anyway. Oh, my word. This saves so hard. It is so hard. Ugh. Right. Let's just calm down and play Leeds. We've gone back to the 4-2-3-1 because actually the shape of what you saw there on the schedule before is this was us trying to play the 4-3-3 and it just wasn't working. I think we switched back to the 4-2-3-1 at halftime in the Everton game and then started to grind out victories. We beat Everton, we beat Burnley, narrowly defeated by Chelsea, and then picked up the narrow wins over Brighton and Wolves. All the games for a long time have been close. There's not been a thumping one way or the other for a long, long time. Has there even been one this season? If we go all the way back, No, there's not been a thumping one way or the other all year in any competition. There's been a couple of 2-goal victories and defeats. We beat Middlesbrough by 2 goals there. We lost to Brighton by 2 goals. I think there was a time we lost to Southampton by 2 goals, lost to Man United by 2 goals. We beat Stoke by 2 goals. So there's the odd 2-goal victory, but by and large, it's very fine margins that are separating us from the teams that we're playing. And a lot of these results could go either way. We're in mid-table, and I think that probably reflects that. But at some point, I like the fact we're not getting smashed anymore. So at some point, we're going to smash someone, and we're going to start converting some of these narrow defeats into draws and some of these draws into narrow victories. And I think we're still definitely moving in the right direction. It's just goals. We're short of goals. Villalobos, now 4 goals from 19 starts in the league. He's not what we were looking for from him. Chancel Bayer, on the other hand, 6 goals from 0 starts in the league. We should give him a start in the league at some point. Williams in goal today. Back four of Perisato, Fazekas, Abagai and Dukatic, who's returned from his loan, done a Mick Powell and come straight into the team. He wasn't on loan. I'm sure he was out on loan somewhere. Did I just bring him up from the under-23s? I must have done. I brought him up from the under-23s. He's done a Mick Powell. He doesn't want to be on that loan list anymore, though, because he's now, more often than not, my starting right back. So let's take him off the loan list. We've then got a midfield of Passotti and Gregoire. Why are they... Okay, I can handle them in those positions. Paskev's been creative with his positioning use here. I don't normally have my deep line playmaker on support, but I guess that suits Gregoire quite well. He wants to do it on defend. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. He's got 14 for defending. Brilliant stuff. And then Richardson, Oliveira and Ali Basic supporting Villalobos up front. Bayer's there on the bench to come on, probably with half an hour to go. I was going to say if we need him. He'll come on when we need him. When we haven't scored a goal and we need someone to come off the bench and grab us one, we'll bring on Bayer. Apparently we're underdogs away against Leeds. I think Leeds are 3rd in the league. They are. They're 3rd in the Premier League. So this is a team you would expect us to lose against. We're away from home against a team having a very good season and presumably in very good form as well. But like I was just saying before, watch us lose 5-0 now after the speech about not getting smashed anymore. But it's likely, if it follows the way the season has gone so far, it's likely to be a very close game with one goal going one way or the other. And it might be this goal going against us here because we've just had 2 players both combined to try and give this penalty away. I don't know why the ref's going to the little telly. 2 of our players have both kicked the Leeds player there. So even if one of them didn't give away a penalty, presumably the other one did. And the ref's consulting the little telly anyway. And the penalty has, of course, been given. And fingers crossed Williams can make the save. Otherwise, Leeds have been gifted an early lead. And that is not what we needed in a game that we were already expected to lose. It's 1-0 to Leeds. Less than 10 minutes on the clock. I really hope we're not going to get smashed today. After me noticing we don't get smashed anymore, that would be sad. Right, I don't want to see the replay of it. No, thank you. I've seen enough already. Let's. What should we do? Should we? I don't really want to demand more. We're away from home against a team we're supposed to lose to, and we're only losing 1-0. So let's encourage the boys. I don't want their heads to fall. We may be behind, but we know we're capable of getting back into it because we can score goals, can't we? We do the goals all the time. Oh, right. Perisato with the throw finds Oliveira, who's done well to keep hold of the ball there, drifting out onto this left-hand side. Gregoire now playing it across to Passotti. Passotti back to Gregoire and back to Passotti again. Someone needs to move this ball forward. Fazekas has elected himself to be the man who does that. And it's a pretty poor attempt at it, but it's back with Passotti in midfield. And him and Gregoire are doing well to keep possession in the middle here. Oliveira's dropped deep to meet them, and Passotti has drifted inside to join in with them as well, to give us a 4-man central midfield briefly, which allows us to control that area, get the ball forward, and Ali Basic's header is just over from the cross from Richardson. That was the best passage of play we've had in the game so far. Probably the best chance either team have had from open play. But as mentioned, we gifted Leeds that goal from a penalty early on when they haven't really created anything before or since. And we didn't need to give the penalty away because it wasn't a goal scoring opportunity. There was no immediate goal threat. We could have just let them have the ball where they were, but we gave the penalty away, and now we're uphill battle all day long. Villalobos trying to get past his man on that left-hand side, but can't. It's back with Peresato again, and now Passotti and Peresato. Oliveira, we're developing that little four-man midfield again, where Oliveira comes deep and Peresato comes up to join them. Djukic with a lovely pass into Ali Basic, who he wasn't quite quick enough to get there ahead of the defender and get the shot away before the block comes in. But it's good football again from us. We are playing well. I would say, from what we've seen in these highlights, we've been the better of the two teams, and Villalobos is in, and he's only gone and scored a goal. Almost all of the goals he's scored for us have been with you watching. He really likes to show off for the cameras, it seems, and it's 1-1, and it's another well-worked goal from us. Gregoire plays it out to Ali Basic. How many times do we say Ali Basic hit that pass from deep? He is a very good midfield player, playing on the right wing today. I think Ali Basic's biggest issue is the fact he can play in so many positions. If it told me he could only play central midfield, he'd have been a nailed-on starter in central midfield for the last 5 years. The fact he can play everywhere means he's never really nailed down a position. And Villalobos looks alert and alive for this today. And Oliveira, with the effort cleared off the line from the Villalobos run. Could this be the emergence of Villalobos today? We thought it was happening against Manchester City a couple of episodes ago. Maybe, I mean, if we're going to start getting more and more games where he does start to take control like this one, maybe we are moving in the right direction. Maybe we were right to stick with him for as long as we have. Oliveira now, who's been very much involved in everything today as well. Gregoire, ball over the top to Richardson. Richardson's in and he's at the post, I think. My goodness, we've had the better of this second half. We are all over Leeds at the moment and we deserve to be ahead in this game. XG disagrees, but when have you ever heard me pay any attention to XG anyway? I'm choking on the bile I feel for XG at the moment. And who wants to hear about bile in a video that comes out at 11 o'clock in the morning? Sorry if you're having your lunch at the moment and I've brought bile up for the third time. Oh, I thought we were giving away another penalty there. Goodness me. Right, what have we got going on the bench that can come on and change this? I actually think for once we leave Villalobos on because he is playing so well. I'm very tempted to go two up top. We've done this a couple of times and stick Bayer up there alongside Villalobos. It's been a long, long time since you've seen us do the 4-2-4, but I think this is what we're going to do. So we're going to make Villalobos the advanced forward. Bayer likes to be a pressing forward, and we're going to go with both of them. And we're going to try and capitalise on the fact that we're playing very, very well, and we've got an opportunity here. We're also going to take off Ali Basic, who's on a yellow card. Wally can come on for him. And that will do for now. We're going to drop a little bit more encouragement as well as soon as we get the opportunity to. And there we go. Encouragement delivered. Hopefully, I've not gone too ambitious and too over the top against a team that we have got to remember are third in the league and we're away from home. I'm already possibly regretting going even more attacking against them. But we've got 2-on-2. This is where all the regret can go away. If Villalobos can find Bayer here, the cross comes over. It's a poor one, though. It's behind Bayer. And that felt like a big, big opportunity for us. And Villalobos, as he has done quite a lot this season, has let us down a little bit there. And now Leeds with the counter-attack, and they've scored from it immediately. We just needed that little bit more quality from the breakaway of our own there. They've counter-attacked off of our counter-attack. I don't even want to say we committed too many men forward because I don't see that we did. We only had 2 men forward. Gregoire needs to come off now, so Hodgkinson can come on for him in midfield. We've got 10 minutes to fight, try and save a draw here, when perhaps if I hadn't have been so silly, we'd have got a draw anyway. But I went trying to win the game like a rascal. Abagai forward to Wally. Wally to Djukic, who's giving it to Villalobos again. He's going to try and beat this defender again. He is quick. He's gone round him. Better cross this time, but still doesn't find a home shirt. I think it's Bayer and Richardson both in the middle there. And Peresato does well to cut out the counter-attack from Leeds this time. And it's Passotti and Fazekas combining again to find Richardson. And Richardson on this left-hand side is looking for options in the middle, but spent so long looking that he gave the ball away. Kieran Hodgkinson finds Wally. Villalobos now, who has had a very good game, aside from that one poor cross. Jukitic, talking of poor crosses, but this time he does get it into the middle. Wally, Jukitic, what a goal from Zoran Jukitic. His first ever goal from home, coming forward from right back. He snapped a Leeds player in two to give himself the chance. He's still just, we're celebrating. He's just lying there. None of his mates have gone to check on him. I think it's from the initial, he's been tackled by his own teammate. Gone down. He's the one who's supposed to be marking Jukitic, and he's scored an absolute screamer. I warned you he'd done a Mick Powell, and now we're going for it again. Jukitic with the throw. Passotti needs to get there but can't, and now Leeds have got the opportunity for another counter-attack, but Perisato intercepts again. He's also had a very good game. Wally playing into Villalobos, and he's missed. Oh, my word. When he becomes what we think he'll become, we are going to be a team. A Villalobos as good as we thought he would be in the team today, and we win this match because he's had a number of chances to win it. As it is, we've lost the match. Actually, I think that's been disallowed. Has it been disallowed? Yes, it's been disallowed. That took a long time for the goal to come off at the top there, even though we'd gone back to the free kick. But yeah, I think Villalobos, what has Abagai done there? That's a natural libero has done that, boys and girls. Is he just clearing to touch, rugby style? He's looked at the clock and figured, right, clear it to touch. He's forgot what game he's playing. The game's still going on. 2-2. I guess, after all the excitement, it's a fair result. We so easily could have won that, though, and that shows how close we are to being a real top team, because Leeds are probably going to be in the Champions League this year. And I think we were a better side than them there. We were a bit of extra quality up front, away from looking like a Champions League team. That's how close we are. Right, a couple of changes for the Birmingham game. Ali Bassick is dropping back into midfield to play alongside Gregoire, who is going to be the playmaker in there in that role. Wally comes in on the right-hand side to replace him. I guess that's only actually one change, but it's two new players to their positions, even though Ali Bassick was in before. So that's still a couple of changes in my mind. Right, Birmingham are, of course, managed by Slam Dunk. There he is, look, Slam Dunk. I don't think they're above us in the league currently. They usually are. I'll double-check the league table once we get up and running. And hopefully not find out that Slam Dunk is a better manager than me, as we keep finding out, which is troubling, because I'm worried that Mrs Wearmouth's going to figure it out and realise that actually, in the grand scheme of things, Slam Dunk has more of a connection to this football club than I do, because he used to play for us. And you want to have a former player, an icon. I think he's on the icons list as a former player. That's the kind of man you want to come in as the manager. He's nailed on to be next manager, surely, as long as his career doesn't go down the toilet over the next few years. If I complete the Champions League run within the next 5 or 6 seasons and Slam Dunk is lurking at anywhere near that kind of level, he's surely the next home manager, unless Harrison Davies decides to become an off-field person. An off-field person. That's what they're called in football. Ali Bassick, ball through to Villalobos, who's hit the post, and again, just a little bit of extra quality needed from Villalobos. A little bit more clinical finishing, and we're 1-0 up. Birmingham are one place above us, I've just noticed, on that Premier League table. And Fazekas trying to divert the free kick away. Didn't actually have to do it in the end, because the Birmingham attacker has missed. Talking of Fazekas, he no longer wants to move to a bigger club. Abagai still does want to move to a bigger club, but Fazekas has agreed to stay long-term with home. We'll be getting a new contract imminently. Nathan Curry, though, is now on the transfer list. He has to be loaned out in January. Nobody wanted to pay his wages as part of a loan. Villalobos has scored again. He's arriving, boys and girls. We're starting to get a little bit of extra quality. But more importantly, Nathan Curry couldn't loan him out. No one wanted to pay his wages. So he's now asked for a transfer request, wants to leave. He's 29 years old. He doesn't get anywhere near the team anymore. So I think we are in the end times for Nathan Curry, which is sad, but he did what we needed him to do. He was a crucial player for a long, long time for us. Coming back in when he did permanently when we got promoted was huge. We needed his experience. We've now got lots of players with experience. Someone like Ali Bassick, I know he's only like 21, 22, Ali Bassick? But he's played probably 200, 250 games for us. And we are starting to get that experience in other areas now. Fazekas and Abagai have probably must be closing in on 70 or 80 games now. Williams must have played over 300. Richardson has probably played 150 to 200 games for us. So we are starting to get that experience in other areas now. And the likes of Curry, less important. Villalobos had the ball in the back of the net again there. But I think the whistle had already gone before he got to it. But I am encouraged by what we're seeing from Villalobos today. This is exciting. Maybe patience is being rewarded and he is finally starting to come good, much to the pain of Chancel Bayer, who was so very close to taking over as my starting striker. I was running out of patience. Richardson's in here and Richardson scores and it's 2-0 to home. I said there'd be a thumping at some point. We're 2 goals ahead. Is today going to be the thumping? Probably not. Birmingham are likely to come back into this in the second half. Slam Dunk's too good a manager for us to be allowed to thump him, unless he's still so loyal to me and so loyal to home that he wants to be the man to set us on our way and help us out the way he's helped us out so many times before since becoming a manager, or even as a player. He basically made Harrison Davies with the slam dunk corner. Richardson with the out-swinging free kick, looking for Fazekas, ultimately finds him, but not necessarily in the position he would have wanted to initially. Gregoire needs to cut out the little back heels there. There's no need to be that fancy. Ali Basic playing Wally in, and Wally with a second opportunity. It's almost an open goal and he scores and it's 3-0. There's only 46 minutes gone and it's home 3, Birmingham 0. And we're playing very, very good football again because we are slowly but surely becoming a very, very good football team. And that excites me greatly. We're only 3 points outside of European spots at the moment as well, with a team that seem to be hitting their stride at exactly the right point of the season. Dare we begin to dream about the possibility of some Thursday night football next year? Said nobody ever, apart from us, because we're excited by the prospect of it. Perisato to Oliveira, Richardson playing it across to Wally, who's in again. It falls to Villalobos, and he could have just tucked that away for a fourth, but he's still not quite the finished article. Let's make a couple of changes. Gregoire can come off for Pesotti, get him back in. Zukatic has had a quiet day today, so Gillespie can come on for him. And we're going to take off Oliveira and we're going to play Diego Perez, but we're going to stick Wally in the central midfield and Perez can go out and play on the right wing. They're both central attacking midfielders who want to play in the middle, but I tend to play them on the right. But Wally has been playing so well today. Let's give him the opportunity to play in the middle. See how he gets on in there. Ali Basic plays it into Villalobos. Surely it's another one for him. It's not. It's a save from the Birmingham goalkeeper. We get a corner. It's not going to be a slam dunk one because Richardson's going over to take it. I'd love to see a slam dunk corner tribute to slam dunk in this game, but we're not going to get it if we keep giving away corners on the left-hand side. We need a right-sided corner for Richardson to swing in. He's done very well here to get past his man, but the guy behind him is in there with the tackle, clears it, and we have a throw through Perisato, who's going to find... Oh, in fact, it's Wally who's drifted out there. I thought it was Richardson. Richardson, infield a little bit. Wally just dinks it over, looking for where Villalobos is lurking. This is where only being 5'9" is costing him a little bit, because there's been a couple of good aerial opportunities there that he's just never going to win. And that's where Bayer is a little bit more effective, because he is better in the air. And that's where a lot of his goals are coming from, just being a little bit more... I guess he maybe suits our style of play a little bit more. Villalobos is all about those dinked balls over the top from Hodgkinson, from Ali Basic, whereas Bayer is good with the stuff coming in from the wide players. But ultimately, we've just won 3-0. Oh, and by the way, we've found another wonder kid, a 17-year-old South Korean wonder kid. I'm not sure if he's played enough international football for him to get a work permit. There's your confirmation he's got a work permit. He's got 6 goals from 13 caps for South Korea already. He's just literally come up on my scout reports now. I say last scouted 8th of the 7th. He did. I promise he came up on a recent scout report. But either way, we're offering him a contract because he's a wonder kid and we want a wonder kid. Would need to play 60% of the games for his country in the last 12 months. I think he has. When's he been playing those games? He's played 13 games. He's 18 years old. If that's not 60% of South Korea's games, He's played 7 games for them in this season. How many games have they played this season? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's played 100% of their games this season. That's since January, though. So in the last 12 months. Yeah, this is a problem. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So he's played 7 of the 17 in the last 12 months. He's played the last 7, though. You've got to make an exception for a player like that, surely. I mean, he might have actually played some last year as well, because he's got 13 caps. Abagai is not going to Inter Milan. Don't worry. We're not going to let him go unless they meet his release clause. Right. We are potentially pushing on into Europe. So I think we are going to come back in between these. Normally we'd run all the way through to the end of the season, but things are getting interesting. If they stop being interesting, if we lose the next couple of games, we'll just come back for the final 2 games of the season. But if there's a chance we're pushing into the top 6 or 7, we'll come back for a couple of these games in here, Liverpool and Southampton maybe, and check in, and then be back the day after for the season finale and hopefully a first ever European qualification, which would be super. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.